Hey, Micho. Miigwech for taking me fishing. What's the word for fishing in Potawatomi?
Sure, Nui. No problem. Quedemochke is how we say to fish in Potawatomi. But first, let's put some tobacco down in the water and say a short prayer. Ahamamogosnan miigwech jakshagago gagishtoyan minamanogishget. Wanitchna nabagosinjage waja edapni wat onit gugno wat gigosuk. Aha, bida kochke onit odasema. Il enachmoyan. Ah, Minogishget. Sure is a nice day.
Dang, I'm hot, Micho.
What? It's a nice day today, Nui.
This is hard work, Micho.
Shh. You're gonna scare the fish, Nui.
I got a big one, Micho. Skin off. Just your old boot. Hey, Micho, is this how Potawatomi people traditionally fished?
We had a variety of styles, Nui. Spear fishing, using nets, fish traps, with hook and line, and ice fishing. Some people are also good at hand fishing. And here in Oklahoma, they have noodling, which is pretty popular.
So what kind of fish hooks did we have?
Hooks were made out of deer bone, native copper, and later wire. Trolling was done from the canoe. The line was twisted around the paddler's wrist and then around the paddle. The action of paddling through the water wiggled the line and attracted the fish.
That's neat. Spearfishing sounds pretty cool. What did that involve?
Let's watch a video about Jason Bissonette, an Ojibwa guy, continuing the tradition of spearfishing up in the Great Lakes. In the old days, we used torches, but today they use more modern technology.
We like to arrive at the landing before sun sets to ensure that we have a permit, but we really can't start fishing until it's dark enough to be able to use the headlamps. If the fishing is good, we'll be on the water until we have all the fish that our permits allow us to take. I give tobacco for those water spirits, and I ask for safety. I love having Samuel and Benesi in the boat. I love seeing young Ojibwe men becoming providers for their family. It's like the opportunities I was given by my older brothers. I started in the late 80s fishing with my brothers. There were certain lakes that they wouldn't take me on, lakes that they knew that there was going to be trouble. They didn't necessarily want me to witness the racial slurs and stuff getting thrown at us and things like that.
Go back to the reservation where you belong!
Now that I have my own boys fishing with us, I understand why they did that. The spearing controversy for some people will probably always be there. They just don't understand why we do this. Spearing happens in very shallow water. The fish always determine when we're allowed to spear. When the lake reaches a certain temperature, that triggers the spawn, and the fish will come in. Basically what we're looking for is a reflection of a walleye's eye. It'll illuminate a little bit, and that way you can pick it out.
This is a hot spot here.
For us, anytime we fish or hunt, maybe there's a little bit of sport in it, but the actual taking something, whether it's wild rice or syrup or a fish or a deer, being able to take those things, being able to go out and harvest fish means that I can be a contributing member of the community. We've fished for elders. We've fished for single mothers. We always try to give as much as we can away. There's a lot of honor in that. When I drive the boat, I always worry about a lot of different things, obstacles in the water. I worry about trees hanging over. I worry about docks and private property. We've had people standing on docks saying things. We've had people shine lights at us, throw rocks at us. It's always in the back of your head. But in the same respect, we've had a lot of people that are just curious and seem very supportive and very interested in what we do. Even though our techniques have maybe changed a little bit, knowing that fish coming off a long winter is something that all the Ojibwe people that came before us since the creation of the world tasted the exact same fish that we taste now. We live in an Americanized society, and the federal government has wanted us to assimilate. And for a large part, we are, But then there's also the other side. The Ojibwe education is something we have to survive as Ojibwe. Tasting that fish is part of that, having that living history. I spearfish because I'm Ojibwe. That's who we are, that's what we do.
That was cool. So why are people so bent out of shape when folks spearfish?
They think it gives folks an unfair advantage in a way. The thing is, we have fished by this technique for hundreds of years. In fact, often, as a part of the treaties we signed, we secured our rights to hunt and fish in a traditional manner.
I don't see how that's an unfair advantage. Spearfishing looks pretty hard to me.
Let's look at a video about making a fish trap. There are several different styles of fish traps, from a very basic to a basket style.
Well, hello there, fellers. Welcome to Blaine County Survivor Man. Guys, I'm down on the riverbank today, and I'm gathering some arrow wood. I'll show you what that stuff looks like right here just in a second. The reason I'm gathering this stuff is I'm going to make a fish trap and show you how to make a fish trap or basket on this little edition of Blaine County Survivor Man. So you can see right here, I've already cut some of it. The beaver, they really like the stuff. But anyway, it's just a woody tree that grows along the river, and you can see why they call it arrowwood. It's because it's really straight stuff. So I'm going to get enough of it and take it back there to the shop and make us a fish basket or a trap and show you how it works. Okay guys, I came back down here from the river and I got this arrowwood, and you can see why they call it arrowwood. The things are straight and they will make good arrows. Plus the bigger they get, I guess the Indians would use them for bows too. But anyway, here's what you do. You take and cut them to the length you want. This one right here is 40 inches long. Now, all you have to do is tie the butts of them together, just like that right there, about 6 of them first. The big ones. Tie them together and then make you a circle out of the first one at the top. And when you do that, you tie all those together, and then you got a sturdy little frame to go for. And then you get, naturally you go down, and I've got some pictures that I'll get my producer to shoot up there for you to see. But anyway, you tie them all the way down, and then you sort of got it looking sort of like a basket. Then all those little extra ones that you get, you can just weave them right in. And what I mean by that is, if you see that piece right there, that's not even tied in there. It's just called weaving. You just stick it back down through there. And of course it's sticking up, but that don't make any difference for this video because I already had that tied, but I just wanted you to see that. But anyway, this is called a fish basket or a fish trap. And the reason they call it a trap is you can lay this in a stream, and I'll show you that in a minute. Down here at the bottom, you can tie a piece across right here, and you can actually make a little flapping door that flaps inward, and the piece on the bottom will catch it and make it not, so it won't flap back out. So when the fish swims in, he can bump it and come in, but he can't bump it and go back out because you got a piece on the bottom there. What you do is you put you some bait back here in the back of this trap, and just if it's a survival situation, naturally you're going to eat whatever gets in there anyway. So I'm going to take it out here to the creek and lay it down in the creek and show you just about how to set it. And of course there's no fish in my creek, but we're going to take it out there and put it in the creek anyway. Alright guys, I'm in the creek. You see a lot of stuff on survival videos where they build a little dam. You'll see them build a little dam out of sticks and twigs. Well, the Indians used to, after they herded their fish inside that little dam, they'd come along like this at the front of that dam, and somebody would walk over to one side of it, of course, and the fish would come back out and they'd scoop their fish up just like that and catch them that way. But you can also, like I say, set that thing down in the creek and fill it with bait. Okay, that's the way that one wants to lay. But anyway, fill it with bait and the thing will hopefully fill up with some kind of food that you can eat. Fish or crawdads or whatever. If you're next to the ocean, I mean crabs or anything else, that would make an excellent crab trap. I've seen several different styles of these things, but that's the one I chose to make for this video. You can make them square or anything else, just as long as you got a little door for the things to go inside of. So guys, next time you're out in a survival situation really, and you don't have any way to go fishing, consider making a trap. Guys, thanks for watching this video, and that's another tip from your Bland County Survivor Man.
So what kind of fish did we catch with the fish trap?
All kinds, Nui, but particularly name, also known as sturgeon in English. A large sturgeon could feed your family for a week or longer. People would gather up sturgeon and place them in a small pond or a pool of water near the river for use later.
So kind of like a fish farm, huh?
Konige.
So what's ice fishing?
In the winter, the lakes up north freeze over real thick.
All the way over, Misho?
Some of them, Nui. It gets so cold in the winter that people can drive up on the lakes with trucks, and some people will build a fire on the lakes and put little shacks out over the holes.
Dang, that sounds crazy. I would be scared I would fall in, and wouldn't the fire melt the ice?
It's so cold that the ice gets 10 or 11 foot thick and will refreeze as the fire melts it.
Imwexana.
Today, people will use an electric auger to make the hole through the ice.
Hey, Grandpa, what's that technique you call hand fishing?
I have a friend whose family's been noodling for years. Let's go over to the Cultural Heritage Center and chat with him for just a little bit.
Bojo, my name is Vince Seal, James Banks, but my Potawatomi name is Pumwadam. I'm here to talk about hand fishing, or noodling as they call it down here in Oklahoma.
Mr. Banks, can you describe the process of hand fishing?
Basically, it's going out to the water and finding these fish with your hands and then pulling them out with your hands.
Is there certain gear you need other than your hands?
No, you might need a stringer. That's basically it. Or if you don't want to get bit up by bugs or horse flies, you can wear long sleeves and jeans and some shoes.
Are there certain times you hand fish, or can you go anytime?
Yeah, there's certain time of the year, those fish they'll lay eggs under rocks, or they'll burrow holes in the bank, and usually happens around oh, June, July, sometime. My uncle used to say when lightning bugs come out, that's a good time to go. And then another person told me when those seedlings, they look like cotton, they start flying around off them trees, that's a good time to go. So just basically when they start laying eggs, that's the time to just test the waters, we used to say.
Is there anything you do prior to going into the water?
Yeah, we usually throw down some Ninsan oil. We'll put it in the water and say a little prayer before we go in.
Can you hand fish by yourself?
We usually don't. You'll always need help, and it's just safer to go in with your friends or your brothers.
What kind of fish are you going for when you're hand fishing?
Flatheads, they're the biggest. Blue cats and catfish. Them blue cats, they're mean.
What's the biggest fish you've ever caught?
A 72-pound flathead. It was a while back. I was a kid, but it was pretty big. It was probably, I don't know. It was huge. Like I was able to. It was probably as tall as I was when I was probably 8 years old.
What do y'all do with y'all's fish?
Usually when we go out, it's like our summer meat, I guess. We'll have fish fries and we'll save some for ceremonies, namings. Basically just for ceremonies and elders. A lot of elders who can't fish, we'll usually give them some meat.
Do you pick a particular place to look, or is it just kind of trial and error?
Just trial and error. Usually we'll get off at a bridge and then we'll walk the whole river, and you just make your way, feeling along rocks or the embankment, and you just kind of like swim down the river, and you're just feeling under rocks. And if there's holes, you stick your hand in there, and usually they'll bite you. And when they bite you, you just grab a hold of them, because they have like a little lip where their lips is. It's easy to grab them there. And then you just grab them. You use your stringer. You pull them out. Let's see. When you pull them out, don't pull them out all the way, because they're pretty strong, and you lose a lot of fish when you pull them out all the way and they flap. They can jerk out of your hand. But usually we'll pull them out halfway and have your brother, your friend with you. He'll come through and string them up to their gills, and you just pull them out with the stringer. Or when you're in a brush pile, that's where the big flatheads usually lay. Depending on how big they are, some of them have, I found out, some of them have nerves on the back of their head, and if you find it, you can press them down into the mud, and they won't move, and then you can string them up that way. Now the big ones, I've tried that, and it doesn't work. You push them down, and they'll jerk and they'll swim off, and then basically you'll just be chasing them all day. But sometimes they'll open their mouth for you, and you just stick your hand in there with both hands, and you hold on, and then your buddy will try to get his tail so he doesn't jerk so much. But that's basically how you get them.
Another winter's day in northern Ontario in Canada. Couple ice fishermen fishing. Looks like about 24 inches of ice. Any luck, ladies?
Not a bite.
Where's Mike?
Mike's gone down to the point. See if there's any fish over there.
Looks pretty cold. Very dark hole. Oh, there's Mike. He's back. Mike. Any fish down at the point?
Nothing over there.
How far did you go?
Way down to the point.
Did you see Neil?
No, I think he went and checked out a spot at the other island.
Oh, there's Neil.
Oh, Neil. Oh, there you are. Anything out by the island?
No fish by the islands. Well, actually, I saw one big one, but
Whereabouts?
not very many. Just down there.
Okay, well maybe we'll switch over there. See if we can catch some fish over there.
I think so. Can't get nothing here.